the second thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about data. Let's talk about data here for a second. And we're going to do some data. We're going to understand some data. We're going to do some basic math. Okay, do some basic math. All right. So if you're with me on that one, you feel me on that one, do me a favor, comment data down below. Comment data. And by the way, for the first time in a long time, by the time the webinar rolls around, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking water because the reality is, with family in town, I did not make enough coffee. Did not make enough. That's all right. Make adjustments. We'll fix that tomorrow. But either way, still sipping, just sipping water. You know, water's good for you. It hydrates you. It's healthy. Stay thirsty, my friends, right? Okay, so let's talk about data. Let's talk about data. Now, we know that we have an unbelievable compensation plan. And when it comes to data, in the world of anything that has to do with residual income, okay? Online marketing, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing, doesn't matter, the pay plan, we have the highest in the industry, and I've done the math. Forget about my opinion. I've done the math. Numbers don't lie. We have the highest dollar per renewal per person in the industry. Dollar per person per renewal in the industry. Hands down, we have the highest. I have not seen anything higher. Now, there is a new, you might be seeing it in your social media feeds, YouTube, TikTok, especially here on Facebook. You might be seeing a new trend, a pre-launch. By the way, pre-launch is just another name for hype. It's just another word for hype. That's all it is, right? Pre-launch, right? Pre-launch is just, basically pre-launch is a lie, because if a company says they're in pre-launch, right? And you can still go to the company website, you can still sign up. They're not in pre-launch, they're already live. So don't get fooled by the hype, okay? It's just a hype term to get people excited. There's a lot of hype going on with a new Save Club out there. As a matter of fact, the company is called Save Club. I'll even give you the documentation. But so if you guys have seen any hype about Save Club, do me a favor and comment Save Club down below. If you've seen anything on Facebook or YouTube, or anyone saying like, oh, you got to get in pre-launch, lock in your spot, it's going to be great, you're going to make a ton of money. If you've seen any of that on social in the last couple of weeks, just comment Save Club if you guys have seen that. I'm just curious for how many of you guys have seen it. I know I've seen it. I know some of you guys have seen it because some of you guys have reached out to me. So yeah, okay, cool. Comments coming in. Now, forget about opinion. Forget about opinion for a second. Let's talk data. Let's talk data. Let's talk numbers. What I want you guys to do right now is I want you to bust out your calculator. Okay, bust out your calculator. Get your. I don't even have to say thinking caps, because you really don't have to think all that much with this. But bust out your calculator, and then let's do some basic math. Okay, let's do some real basic math. So what I'm gonna do right now, okay, is let me see if I can actually find it here for a second. Give me 1 second. I want to pull up. I want to pull up our math. Okay, so you guys can know and understand it here. My econ global slides. TFT slides. Okay, I think this is it. I think I have the right slides. Bear with me 1 second here, guys. Yep, that's it. Perfect. Okay. So let's talk about our math here for a second. And first thing I want to do is I want to talk about direct commissions. So this is the first piece of math that we're going to talk about here. First piece of math. When someone joins my econ, okay, right now, especially with our cash promo, you can get up to, ready for this? Up to 94.5% direct commissions. So comment that down below. That's the first piece of math. Up to 94.5% direct commissions. 94.5%. So what does that equate to? As an example, if someone joins at the $45 level, I think you get about $40 in commissions after the bonus, right? Someone joins for $45, you get $40 in commissions. That's pretty sweet, right? Someone joins at the $100 level, you get a 70, then plus another 750, so you get 77.50, right? Okay, so that's, let's do some math. That's 77%, right? Okay. You guys understand that math? That's basic math, right? So we're talking between 75 to 90% commissions on average, 75 to 90% direct commissions. Okay, so we're on the same page there. So let's go check out what's going on here. Okay, let's go check out what's going on here. I'm going to flip my camera around so you guys can see it. This is right on the company's website right here. Okay, again, remember, this is like the latest hype. This is like the latest hype right here. So let's do some basic math. Basic math, okay? You join this Save Club right here. You get 25% direct commissions. And let's do some actual math. Okay, let's do some actual math. Where is it? Right here. And it says it right here. This is nothing crazy. Okay? Someone joins for $80 and they get a $20 commission. Someone joins for $80, they get a $20 commission. Okay? So, I mean, is that like, you can do the math. You can do the math. 25%, right? Someone joins for 80, you get 20. Okay? So, real quick, hype, let's remove the hype here for a second. Would you rather get 25% direct commissions, or would you rather get 70 to 94.5% commissions? Which one? Which one would you prefer? We're just talking data, basic common sense, black and white. Which one would you rather have? 25% direct commissions or 70 to 94.5% commissions? Which one would you rather have? Basic math, basic data. Now, let me flip this around. Now what I really want to talk about is renewals. Renewals. Residual monthly income. Okay, this is the big one. This is the big one right here. Recurring monthly income. Okay. You get 2.5% in your matrix. So this is a matrix compensation plan versus us. We have a unilevel. This is a matrix compensation plan. So let's just talk math. You get 2.5% in your matrix. 2.5%. Okay. 2.5 based on, you guys see the math right here? All percentages are based on the monthly $19.97 membership fee. Okay. 2.5%. Okay. So now, basic math, someone busts out a calculator. What is 2.5% of $19.97? Someone do the math, put that in the comments. Okay. And again, this is the hype train that's out there right now. This is what everyone's fired up and excited about. Not everyone, but I mean, this is what a lot of people are fired up and excited about. A lot of the big heavy hitters that are out there. Okay. You do the math, put it in the comments right now. What is 2.5% of $19.95? That is the dollar per renewal per person. Okay. So remember I had mentioned that before with my econ. Dollar per renewal per person. Okay. So what is 2.5% of $19.97? Where's my math people? Okay. 250. No, I think that's a little high. Okay. 1997. Okay. Equals. Okay. Okay. So for all you math whizzes out there, it's 50 cents. 50 cents. It's 50 cents. So we're all clear. Because if you think about it, 10% would be $1.99, right? 10% would be $1.99. 47.5. I'm not sure where you're getting. Are you guys using the new math or the old math? I'm using the old math. So, okay. So it's 50 cents, by the way. It's 50 cents. Yeah. Clint's using the old math. Okay. Shannon, ask your fifth grader. I don't know. Okay, so it's 50 cents. So again, just talking about data, numbers, right? So check it out. Now I'm going to pull up the MyEcon compensation plan. And you guys, again, let me know what's better. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around again if I could figure this out. Okay, there we go. This is MyEcon, okay? So our gold level starts at 50 cents, okay? Gold starts at 50 cents, and then it goes as high as, once you get CEO, it goes high as $13.30. So this is your dollar per person per renewal, and this pays down to infinity, okay? This pays down to infinity, all right? So you have between 50 cents and $13.30 per person. So on average, especially, because they were talking about, if I just back up here for a second, they specifically on their plan, were giving examples of like, oh, if you were this, then you could be this, right? So everything is 2.5%. The entire matrix, the numbers don't change. So the renewal is 50 cents per person per renewal, right? 50 cents per person versus, again, just basic math. If you were to take an average, even if you went in the middle here at $8, right? $8 per person. Okay, so basic math. Let me know in the comments. What would you rather have? Dollar per renewal per person. Okay, this is important. This is important that you guys just understand basic common sense, basic math. Dollar per renewal per person. What would you rather have? 50 cents or an average of $8 as high as $13.30? Which one would you rather have? Okay, just again, basic numbers. Basic numbers. What would you rather have? Put that in the comments down below. And that's why, you guys need to, when you see all the hype, you see the hype train rolling by and everyone's like, Save Club, nah. They go all excited for that. It's all the big names, all the, the so-called, big hitters, heavy hitters out there that are trying to pull you in, luring you in with the allure of money that you're going to make. But you gotta strip down. You gotta strip down the hype. You gotta strip away the opinion, strip away the hype, and look at the data. What do the numbers tell you? And of course, you guys are all smart, so you guys are saying you'd rather have $8 to $13 per renewal per person, which is much higher than 50 cents. It's much higher than 50 cents. Okay, now I'm going to give you the most basic math that most basic math that I can think of. So check this out one more time. I'm going to flip this around. Say hi to Daniel. That's me. Okay, we're going to come over here to their site. And I know this was talked about heavily too. Matching bonuses, matching bonuses, everyone gets excited for matching bonuses. Okay, so again, just do me a favor and just look at some data here, okay? And this is a play on words. You get the entire matching commission, entire matrix commission. So you will match the entire matrix commission of everyone you personally enroll. So it's kind of like a catch there. Entire matrix commission of everyone you personally enroll. So it's not your entire matrix. It's only your matrix commission from the people that you personally enroll. And then as long as you hit the advanced rank, you can get 30%, 37% on everyone else. Okay, so there's a lot of word play in here, but let's just talk dollars and cents. Okay? Let's scroll down here. I love this example because it's so horrible. All right. If you're a 3-star ranked affiliate, and by the way, if you want to know, hey, what do I need to be a 3-star ranked affiliate? You can see the different stars here. You have to have 100 active members in your enroller tree organization. And this is key, by the way. This is key. Enroller tree organization. So what does that mean? Really quick. Enroller tree is not your matrix. The enroller tree, by the way, is your unilevel, meaning you who sponsored someone, who sponsored someone, who sponsored someone out 100 people. Means you have to have 100 people duplicate. Not 100 people in your matrix. Basic math here, people. Pay attention to the words, okay? Now, let's come back here. All right, check it out. So, as an example, this matching commission bonus, this is right off their website, by the way. All right, if you're a 3-star ranked and you personally enroll 10, and this is the fun part, if you personally enroll 10 and each of those people earns $4,000 a month, okay? Each of those 10 people, so you enroll 10 and each of those 10 make $4,000 a month, okay? You would have an $11,000 check. Let's just call that what it is, $11,000 check, okay? Now, that's a check match. And if you just look at the big numbers, and this is where people get fooled, don't be fooled, look at the data, You see $11,000, you're like, oh, check match, $11,000, that sounds great. That sounds really good, right? You first glance at it, you think it sounds good. But this is where the data comes into play, okay? Number one, you need to have 100 people in your enrollment tree. So either you need to go out and enroll 100 people and then get 10 of those people to make $4,000. That might be a stretch. Or you need to have duplication. You sponsor someone who sponsors someone who sponsors someone, and 10 people in there in that enrollment tree make $4,000 each. 10 people make $4,000 each. Now, let's talk the best math here possible. Knowing that you only get 2.5% per person per renewal, 50 cents, do the math, or you're only making $20 per sale. How many sales, just use some common sense here, guys. How many sales would it take for someone to make $4,000 a month? How many sales? At $20 or 50 cents or a combination of the two, how many sales would it take for someone to make $4,000 just in this one specific example? So I'm going to do some basic math, okay? I'm going to do 4,000 divided by 20, okay? So that would take 200 sales. So you would need to find, in order to make a $11,000 matching bonus, you would need to find 10 people who made 200 sales each. So, in your honest opinion, realistically, how realistic do you think it is that that's going to happen? To make that matching bonus, to make a 5-figure matching bonus, you need 10 people who each make 200 sales. And then all those members have to be active and stay and not quit for that to happen. So, again, basic math. When you look at the MyEcon compensation plan, when you look at ours, okay, check this out. In order to hit any of these numbers, in order to qualify for any of these numbers any month, right, you literally need 2 active people to hit any of these numbers, 2 actively enrolled. In order for you to be qualified, you need 2 actively enrolled. With the Save Club, you need 10 personally enrolled, and each of those 10 has to go out and sponsor 200. Again, just basic math. In order to hit these numbers here, dollar per renewal per person, you just need to have 2 actively personally enrolled, okay? And they just made it even more stupid simple, and I don't have the exact numbers here, but to hit gold, you need 2 people on your team, you're personally, on your whole team, sponsored by you or sponsored by somebody else. To hit platinum, I think it's 12. Infinity, I think it's 36. And then CEO is 200. Not 200 per person, 200 entirely on you or your team. So you sponsor 2 or you sponsor 200, it doesn't matter. You get the CEO, you get to the top rank. But to get all of these numbers paid every single month, you only need 2 actively personally enrolled people. Okay? So let's just talk again, dollars and cents. Based on the data, based on the numbers that on the math, which compensation plan seems like a more obvious no-brainer? MyEcon or Save Club? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. So, Platinum's only 10. See, they lowered the ranks. They made it even easier for people to rank up here in MyEcon. It's even easier right now. So, this is just the data, the numbers that I want you guys to understand. Okay, this is the data, the metrics. So, dollar per renewal per person, you have 50 cents versus an average of $8 to $13 per person. Again, averages, right? Fast starts, direct commissions, you have 25% direct commissions compared to 70 to 94% direct commissions, depending on one of the 4 levels that somebody joins, right? And then matching bonuses, to get anywhere near thousands of dollars in matching bonuses, you need to go personally recruit at least 5 to 10 people who go out and crazy recruit, bringing in hundreds of people each. Again, it's just basic stuff. And we didn't even talk about the products, guys. Didn't even talk about the savings products. Okay? Every company that's out there, all of them, and this is facts. You guys can go look it up. You go to ChatGPT and look it up. All of the companies that use savings programs, they all use the same white labeled savings engines, just like they all use the same travel engine. The only difference is between companies is certain companies pay a certain price per tier. The higher price per person that they pay means the better discounts that they get. And it's as simple as that. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if you look at the MyEcon travel engine, they pay the highest amount of dollar per person so they can get the most amount of discounts. That's why our travel site, when you were to compare it to a GFU or a Savings Highway or a Save Club or anything like that, our discounts would be deeper than those other ones because MyEcon pays more dollars per person, okay, to get better discounts, okay? But it's almost always all the same white labeled travel engines, almost always the same white labeled savings portals, okay? And MyEcon also has a savings portal inside of the travel membership, okay? So again, just some data for you guys to make informed decisions when you see hype, when you see, people being like, oh, especially using the terms pre-launch. When you see companies using a term pre-launch, it's just a hype word. When a company is live with their website live and people already making commissions, it's already live. Like there's no pre-launch. There's absolutely zero urgency to lock in during pre-launch because everything's already live. If you can make money, it's live. It's not in pre-launch anymore. Like there is no pre-launch. A true pre-launch would be if you couldn't sign up for something, you saw something advertised, and the only thing you could do is put your name on a wait list. That would be a true pre-launch. Okay? In other words, you're lining up for the launch. You're getting ready for the launch. You're telling people about the launch. You're putting your name on a list, but you can't sign up, you can't earn anything, you can't do anything that would be a true pre-launch. Okay, so again, don't get fooled by the hype. Just you gotta take the emotion, you gotta take the opinion out, and you gotta look at the real black and white data of what's actually going on. Okay, and what do we know from experience? What do we know from the data? Forget about DK's opinion here. The data tells us that my econ has some of the highest direct commission. I don't know if it's the highest, but I'm just saying some of the highest direct commissions, percentage of direct commissions in the industry right now, between 70 and 94%. It's pretty crazy. And when you look at the renewal per person, the dollar per renewal per person, okay, there's no pay plan that's higher than my econs. None that I've found, all right? When you look at Save Club, 50 cents. When you look at my econ, it averages, $8 to $13. I mean, it's not even in the same hemisphere, okay? Never mind being on the same page to the same book. It's not even in the same hemisphere. They're on like a different planet right now, okay? So again, just want to have you guys up. Okay, so now let's circle back